Hello, people. Welcome. I just decided to go live today on a Saturday and see if anyone would show up that I did not market this a week in advance or a month in advance or whatever. I just wanted to see if I go live on a random Saturday, if anybody would show up. We are going to talk today about tripping, high dose tripping, and Amanita products. So, in the meantime, oh my God, you're the only person here seeking. It's so good to see you. And it says no one's here. Look, you like my hat? Aw, it looked like Pikmin. You see a little mushroom? Looks like a Pikmin. Yeah, the first person that joined, he's a member of our community, but he's been so busy and haven't been able to talk to him or see him. Howdy, Utah. Aw, y'all are so sweet. Let's talk for a minute while we're waiting for everybody to get here. I'm drinking from my Montana mug. Seeking, you like? Seeking is in Montana. I wish my little Pikmin top would stay over there. We go. Maybe it'll stay right here. What are y'all doing today on a Saturday? My store is open since YouTube demonetized my channel. This is the most important way I support myself. And if you order, you'll get a sticker pack. This one was expensive to make, and it's got hands holding up the mushroom. You'll see it in real life. This light is flashing it out. You can't tell. I like this one a lot. It's like the orangey colors, like of the Gasawis. I like this one because it looks more vintage. And this one is mylar looking, like a bunch of colors, like blues and purples. The light on the webcam makes it hard. Anyway, as long as they last, these come free in your order, and you get a postcard that I'll hand sign and say thank you. It is mushroomvoice.com. Please go there. I don't earn any money on YouTube anymore. I have to order something today. Please do. I'm sold out of a few things, and I'm working as quickly as I can to remake them. I'm doing a trial to leave my store open and not close it and see if I can keep up with the products. This is like a test. It's a trial thing. So far this week, I've had to spend a lot of time like going, oh my God, I'm out of such and such, and like try to get it made. But I think like if I can get in the groove, I'll be able to keep the store open. I think I'll be able to do it. And then if y'all want to learn more about Amanita muscaria, you can go to amanitadreamer.net. Y'all like my notebook? How's your Saturday going? What are y'all doing? Did you see my recent video I uploaded where I went and played bingo? I have never done such a thing in my life. And the people were so nice. It's easy to get my stuff in Europe. I'll just ship it there. If it's an illegal country, I can't. But I know that Switzerland is charging some levying hefty taxes on it for some reason. It's gone up in the last year. It's been crazy what Switzerland is doing. Let's see what y'all are saying. I can't read. I'm trying to read without putting my glasses on, but I can't. Salutations, holy moly. I'm actually so busy right now because I'm moving to Portland. Oh my God, good luck with your move. It's so expensive there, dude. Montana where the men are men, sheep are nervous. That's awful. I've heard that before. I'll have to order something today. Please do. Let's see. I wish it would be easier. Got that. I received a package. I was one of the 10 chosen ones, but I need to get info on what it is. Cynthia. I'm going to talk about that when I talk about Amanita products. See right here, I have notes for today. Amanita products. We're going to get into it. If you have to go, make a comment. If you have to leave, I'll get to it though, because I want everybody to hear what I have to say about it. Let's see. Gonna do tune up on my truck. Take a road trip from Utah to Michigan. Dude, I love Michigan. I went once to do my first psilocybin experience there, where it was decriminalized. And it was such a beautiful state. 18 people on a Saturday. Ypsilanti. Yeah, I didn't get that far north. I think the furthest north I got was like Detroit-ish, like that area. But I hear upstate is just amazing. All right. Well, I guess we'll just get started. I watch some of these people, like YouTubers that have about the same amount of subscribers that I do, and they'll just randomly go live on a Saturday, and I'll catch them and get in there, and they've got like 500 people. But I am so shadow banned now that it's really disgusting. Like my views are down to about 25% of what they used to be. It's crazy that I have 34,000 subs. And you can just look at the views on my videos, how awful they are. I'm not allowed to upload videos on how to prepare Amanita. And yet there are videos all over YouTube of how to prepare it with thousands of views, but mine aren't allowed. They take mine down. And it's hard for me emotionally to cope when I see a lot of misinformation or people just conflicting the steps of how to do it, or they're directly ripping off all of my information from my website and making the content, which, hey, spread the information. Harm reduction, teaching people, that's fucking great. But on top of the fact that I can't do the same on YouTube, it's like, it's challenging. I'm not upset at the people uploading. I'm upset at YouTube's standard, double standard, the way that other people are allowed to take my content and upload it here in their own words. But I can't upload my own content here. And then they demonetize my channel. So my views are down. My store sales were down. But now that I'm leaving it open, I think that it's going to be okay. I think I'm going to be all right. I'm just trying to offset what little ad revenue I made over here for 34,000 subs. But I'm working it out, I think. And people coming and being members in our community, people comment all the time, I wish I could meet you. I wish I could meet you. It's like mushroomvoice.com. Like go over there and we can hang out on, it'll be like this. But also you learn about opportunities to try products. I give like discounts to classes that I teach where we can just hang and talk, and I teach and you learn. And then I tell you about like last minute speaking engagements. And if I'm going to be in your area, or if I land in a city, in an area, I post it on social media. And if I know you from the community, like we'll have coffee. So if you go to mushroomvoice.com, it's $20 a month at the lowest level to get in. And that's like 4 or 5 or 6 Zoom meetings a month to have community and people to hang out with. So knowing how much you spend on video games or gas driving around to different places to go to third places in your town to maybe meet somebody, I don't know, maybe it would be worth your $20 to come hang out with us. So far, it's only the same few people writing. There's 20 of you here. Let me hear from you. I remember your first videos, kind of channel go to like, yeah, right? Oh, hey, love from universe. Back. Ypsilanti is 30 minutes north of Detroit. Blue Medicine and Big Sky Country is unmatched, except for the hills of Cali. I imagine it's just mountains. Has several of my channels hit. Hillbilly, it's no joke, man, what they're doing to these channels. I don't get a whole lot of your stuff on my feeds. That's shadow banning. That's what they do. Hey, I'm happy I can finally connect when you're live. Hey, Potato. Hey, Chicago. Welcome. Oh, it's west of Detroit? Okay, thanks, Shaman. Cool. Let's start talking about the things I want to talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about are Amanita products. I didn't put that first in the title. I have it the other way around. Hey, David in Vermont. Thank you for being here. I've been to your state. It's beautiful. I want to talk about Amanita products. I want to make a video about it. I'm having a difficult time, however, because the landscape is changing so much. So it started out where there was the bad players in all of this that are spiking their gummies, and some of them are putting THC in it and not putting it on the label. They're putting psilocybin in it to sort of bump the effects or whatever. And there's just a lot of really bad players on the market. And now that we are getting more testing back from people that aren't doing testing and they're not showing the results of their tests, which don't buy a product if you can't get any kind of results or if I haven't vouched for them. It's a bad market right now. And this always happens anytime there's a new medicine out that everyone hears about. The bad players are going to rush in first. It happened to the kratom market. It happened to the THC market, to any of these natural medicines that are effective. The bad players come in first and they want to get people high, like legal high, and they will package it in really shitty ways that promote getting high, and then they get their buyers to buy them and throw them in stores. And the hope is that through the packaging, you get people to think, oh, there's a new way to get high. I want to try that. And they're doing it with a medicine that absolutely can be recreational. And then we'll talk about that when I talk about tripping. But it's recreational in a completely different way. And these bad players that always show up first are the ones that come in and they like this medicine. It doesn't get you the visuals that psilocybin does. So they'll spike it with psilocybin because people use this mushroom to represent psilocybin a lot. Or they'll spike it with THC so that you feel more high, kind of thing, because people are familiar with that. And this is legal. And so they think that they can use these that way. And what that does then is cause regulation eventually. And you can't get around it. It always happens. It was predictable. I knew when I first started making my products. There were a few people like on Facebook groups that were making a few products. It was rare to see an Amanita product when I first made my channel and when I made my first products. I was the first person to talk publicly about smoking it and making smoke blends for smoking it. I took heat for that shit. Like I got beat the fuck up for that. I was the first person to start making topicals, cosmetics and stuff for youth and skin and all of that. Took so much shit for it. But I knew when I did that, the oral use market, as soon as I started making that, and nobody was doing that either, there were a few people in Russia in a few Facebook groups doing that. I knew if I did that and publicized that, it would immediately create a rush of bad players, which is why I've never done it. And I've sort of been afraid of this day and when it would come. When the first company hired me to help them and to consult with them a year ago, and then immediately after that, corporations started reaching out. I was like, well, here we go. And sure enough, and I've been talking to attorneys about it and to the people that advise me and that I'm working with. And now I do speaking engagements to people in the corporate space about this. The bad players are always going to be a thing. They come in, they rush in the very beginning. The people that are going to make products like me for oral consumption, in addition to the ones I already make, that are going to make it on the construct through labs with testing, with professional packaging that has passed FDA attorneys' approval to follow the rules and get them made officially, not in my home, labeled correctly for sale in the United States. For me to do it ethically, morally, with good sourced products from beginning to end takes time and money. And the bad players don't want to do that. They want to come in with the cheapest product and get it out there, and then they'll spike it with shit, right? Or they won't, and they won't prepare it correctly. They'll call it, muscimol or fully converted when all they did was crush up the mushroom and put it in chocolate. And then people are getting ibotenic acid. I've seen people label it Muscazone when there was no muscazone in it, or maybe trace amounts of it. Muscarine when there's trace amounts of it, and they'll claim that it's like a third muscarine, which is like impossible or it would kill you. It's just the labeling and all of that. It's rough out there right now. Again, predictable. We knew this was going to happen. The goal is for the good players, for the people that I trust, for the people that I'm trying to work with, to make these appropriately, number one, with ethically sourced ingredients, number two, with good labeling, number three, with good processing and being very clear about what it is you're processing and making and how much conversion you're doing. And lastly, with lab testing. So it is marketed correctly, labeled correctly, and tested. I'm working on it. I have been waiting to do a big announcement with my channel because I was going to unveil my products, right? And that's why I've been doing all this traveling. But what I'm learning is that getting these made is actually a very difficult, time consuming project because it isn't get rich quick schemes like the bad players. This is a lot of effort and a lot of money out up front for potentially slower, lower sales in the beginning until people understand what it is this medicine actually really is, and understanding all of the different conversions and what this will actually do for you other than the high part. You know what I mean? So I'm working on it. The irons are in the fires. It's all I've been doing for the last year. I'm preparing my website for it. And other products that I am vetting, like people reach out and they're like, hey, try my product. And I'm like, first of all, and I question them on all those points and they fail and they won't pass my selective process. So I am slowly trying to curate recommended products on amanitadreamer.net under where to buy. It's going to take time. I'm in talks with a lot of people. And some people are saying, okay, if I'm not making it right, teach me how to make it correctly. And then I do, and they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, bye. But every once in a while, someone's like, okay, I'm going to do that. So we'll see how all of this works. Just bear with me as I'm recording this right now. It is April 22nd of 2023. It's Earth Day. So keep checking back with amanitadreamer.net if you don't know what products to trust. I'm trying to solve that problem as quickly as I can. Let me talk a little bit about, was that all I wanted to say about products for now? Bad players, labels and lab results. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm publishing a dosing book and I'm becoming my own publisher for psychedelic literature. So anyone that wants to publish drug related stuff, I want to be the publisher for it. So let me get my book published. We are in the layout and design phases. It is on how to dose Amanita, how to prepare it, how to dose it, and then short-term effects and long-term effects. It's a workbook. There's work pages in it. It's going to be what I'm hoping is a hardback, spiral bound. It's going to be beautiful. The cover looks amazing. I'm very excited about it, and I am shooting for a summer solstice release. And I want you to come hang out with me on summer solstice in San Francisco for our 3-day event. You can find out about that on amanitadreamer.net. So if you want to meet me, you can come hang out with us. We're doing high doses of a bunch of stuff, the same way our ancestors used to do. And we're going to hang out all weekend. And hopefully I'll be doing book signings. We'll see. All this stuff that I'm talking about, all of it, I update regularly on amanitadreamer.net, but I go into details about it on my newsletter that I put out on the first of every month. So if you want to get that, it's just the first of every month. I pull from my newsletter list for people that want to try products. I pull from it when someone says, hey, I want to do a free Zoom. Then I'll put that out to my newsletter list. So if you want to keep up with any of this stuff, the newsletter goes out once a month. All of the events are still up. on amanitadreamer.net, everything that I'm talking about. So that's enough of all of that. Let me catch up here, and then we'll talk about tripping and high doses. I just uploaded a video of me on Muscimol last Saturday night, if y'all want to see that. Okay. Let me get caught up. West of Detroit, like your hat. Thank you, Dave. Isn't that freaking amazing? I was saying it looks like a Pikmin hat, the video game, Pikmin. Let's see. One growing nice spiritual channel, OXSN, got deleted. Jesus. Spiritual about mushrooms, herbs. Now he's on Rumble. Yeah, it just, this whole censorship thing is getting really weird. I get in long discussions about it over on our Zooms on my community and to other people that are on channels, making channels, making content. It's crazy. Shaman, I'm all about ceremony with THC and mushrooms. I'm all about the ceremony with any medicines that anybody wants to be in ceremony with. Hey, Tuffo. In the package, it says Amanita muscimol and ibotenitic acid. A lot of them just say that because that's what's in an Amanita mushroom and they don't know what they're doing. So they just say that, I think. I had visuals on Amanita tea. Closed my eyes, saw many Amanita icons spinning blue, white, red. That's the Loki side of it, which we're going to talk about. Hi, Hazir. Please like. Thank you for that. I don't self-promote. I'm so bad about it. And when y'all do it, I really appreciate it. A reminder that my store opens for a couple of days and sells out, but I've decided to try to keep making products and leave it open. So if you order right now till I run out, you're going to get a free sticker pack. They're vinyl and really thick, and you can put them on water bottles. They were expensive for me to make, but I just make them and give them away in my orders. This one is Prism, and this one is orange. The color's off just a little bit because of the light on the camera. I like this one because it looks vintage. I designed all these myself. And this one is like purples and blues in the background, like Mylar, but you can't tell because it's whiting it out. But you'll get these in your order. And then I also have postcards that I designed, and I hand sign the back. And thank you. So every order gets full of that. It's mushroomvoice.com. YouTube has demonetized my channel. So please help me pay the bills for all the education on amanitadreamer.net. All that content is free. I don't ask for you to subscribe to get it. I don't ask for your email for you to go watch any of it. It's like just free. I don't want anyone to have any barriers to learning about this mushroom. So I pay myself the bills, support all of this with my store at Mushroom Voice. So if y'all could go over there and buy a thing. I've made chocolate bars with Mazatepic. What are Mazatepic mushrooms? Why do I not know that? You love my face oil. Julie, you are one of the most consistent purchasers. I am addicted to that stuff. And I sold it because I was so addicted to it. I made it for myself. And the way I made it, I started with Amanita oil, right? Oil extract. I was using that. And then I started getting interested in Cleopatra and ancient skincare, like Egyptian skincare. And I started researching like what would they have had access to. And then once like global trade started, like what would the Vikings have had access to, and queens, what would they have had access to? And I took the ones that consistently showed up over, and then looked for any that had actual scientific research behind them that showed they worked. And those are the ones I put together, and I made my face serum with it. And I got so addicted to it, I was like, all right, I'll sell it. And now it's up there as one of my best sellers. I'm grateful for you, Julie. Thank you for buying it. And thank you for commenting here about it. Hey, Alex Torres. Thank you for commenting all the time. I am so grateful for all of you that comment. I think that's the only way people find my stuff is when other channels mention me. Y'all could help me if you see other Amanita muscaria videos. Mention my channel in the comments, and maybe it would bring people over here. Although it seems like every time someone mentions me, someone negatively comments under there. She steals other people's content. It's like, it was my content that got stolen, and not stolen, just shared, spread. I'm just using their terminology. Shared and spread. And then people learn about me and think I stole their content. Or they say stuff like, she's crazy lately. She needs to put the mushrooms down. There's this like smear campaign about high dosing. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So I don't know. Maybe don't go, maybe don't go mention me. What book would you recommend for a noob to get started and become knowledgeable about mushroom and its use? Well, there's my AmanitaDreamer.net is one of the most thorough places that you will get your questions answered about anything. The book about Amanita that is my Bible is Kevin Feeney's Fly Agaric Compendium. There's not much about use. There's a couple of recipes. I like his recipe section, but it's like a thorough survey. And what I like about it is it's not Kevin telling you everything. He went out and found the professionals in that area and they wrote the chapter. So he has like Trent Austin talking about Soma when they're talking about the conversion, the full conversion, and their theories about lactobacillus, and Lawrence Millman, who does a lot about lore and traditional stories and stuff like that. So that's what I like about this book is it's professionals from all of the different areas. Hey, Turtle Toast. Support Kevin Feeney, right? Hey, David, thank you so much for all your work with this. You've taught me a lot. Oh, yay. And look forward to working with this mushroom. Yeah, good luck to you, man. It's such a beautiful one. Dreamer, what? What are you writing, Seeking Dreamer? What? I need this. What are you talking about? I want an autoed copy. What's autoed? Angry, what is autoed? I haven't found publishers and it's been so hard getting taken seriously due to my age. So evidently I missed something in that conversation. Let's see. ETA for the movie. So I'm making a documentary, and last fall I was in Europe filming it in September, right? And then I came home and had to deal with some shit in my personal life, and I had to just stop everything to deal with this massive thing that happened in my personal life. So I'm going back now to fundraising. I have several large players that I'm looking at. I could have the money, but it would mean taking corporate money from like one corporation that wants to pay for the whole thing, but then they have their agenda, and I'm not going to do that. I would rather take smaller amounts of money from smaller organizations or even big organizations, but so that no one entity thinks that they can tell me what I can do with my documentary. I want to have integrity about this. And even if they gave me 100% control, once it's out there and people see that it was paid for by some corporation, they wouldn't trust what I am filming and saying and in it. You know what I mean? Again, I want to be very ethical about this. So it's expensive to make a documentary. So I work until the money's gone. So then I fundraise again, and then I work until the money's gone. So I don't have an ETA right now. Hey, who is this? I know you. Only had one bad effect, didn't deter me. Good, Cynthia. Yeah, I mean, it's up and down with these kind of medicines anyway. Hey, shaman, ignorance and apathy destroys nations, right? So well said. John, would you consider the blue gives you the high? Would you consider the red gives you the high? Or does the red make you more of the low? No, not John. They're very, very different. Blue, they'll both give you a high. And there's two sides to Amanita. The high on the blue is it's a direct trajectory up. Low doses, you get the visuals and feel a little, oh, sorry, I bumped my desk. And then the more you take, the more you leave your body, ego death, whatever. You blast off and leave here. Amanita brings you into yourself. And that kind of high it's similar to alcohol, but not really. Similar to weed, but not really. And the psychedelic nature of it is less with your eyes and more of your internal sense of time and where your body is in space. And so you can occupy higher, like out here space, and then you can bilocate, dislocate, or experience yourself 100 times simultaneously in different time. How do you describe a high like that? You know what I'm saying? So the body high is a very, it's out of the body, but also you won't feel it a lot until you stand up, and then you feel a traditional sense of, oh shit, I'm fucked up, like I'm really high. And then the red doesn't make you more low. My experience is what it seems like this mushroom is. It's a black and white, red and white, yin and yang mushroom, so that the ibotenic side of it is more Loki and joking, and it's what makes you dance and laugh and want to be spontaneous and fun, and it brings the joy. And the muscimol side is Thor. It's the work. It's the challenge. And so there's, even though there's different genetic like sub variants of this mushroom, and they may have different strengths, there's still just this mushroom. Whereas with psilocybin, penis envy is harsh. Like, you talk about seriously hard work. They come in hard, and they come in doing that work, and they are necessary, and I love them, and I love the work that they do. But you take Smurfs, and that's where the joy and the laughing is. So that the joy, the high, the low, the personalities in psilocybin is in all of the different species of it. Whereas this is the double-sidedness of it and how you use it and decarb it. Make sense? Did I answer your question? Yes, they said I was demonetized for harmful content. Hello, France. Malika. Oh, I love you too. Oh, thank you, Malika. Region of Mexico. Are you in Mexico? True review. I ate some Carpathian today. What a fungi. Man, fan of the Carpathians. My God, I love the Carpathian ones. That's why they're on my AmanitaDreamer.net. I vouch for those. I sought them out. Like, it took me a year of actively looking to find someone that was getting them from the Carpathian Mountains. I like them very much. Oh, Malika. Oh, I hope you do. I hope you like it. If you try my youth oil, I hope you like it. Mind Ink mixed with king oysters. Intake makes tandems strong in the body, testosterone levels faster balance. You know what's crazy is I have a picture of me holding up a king oyster from last fall. It's as big as my freaking face. I just cooked it and ate it. I didn't know it was going to be good medicine. Well, I know now, right? And I know what trees they like, and they're all out back. So, okay. I thought in Egypt they just consumed natural LSD. Well, I mean, I don't know about consumption in Egypt. I was just researching skin use. Chris, is there any risk of overharvest? If so, what is a sustainable way? I've got videos all about that on AmanitaDreamer.net. You've got to know your area. You have to develop a relationship with the mycelium. There is a very sustainable way. The more important thing is to slurry. That was another video I had here on my channel that got taken down, and I got a strike for it. Yet it is so important to not, crash the population in your area and to help spread them. It's an extremely important thing that we all should be doing. So please go watch those videos on harvesting and slurrying, please. And I'm saying it here. If you're watching this video, please go watch those on AmanitaDreamer.net about harvesting and slurrying for the fall. Thank you, Barry. Blessings back to you. Thank you. I saw you commented on a Terrence McKenna video a week ago about the Amanita. What my response to what? I I try to stay away from commenting on videos. I know which one you're talking about, but it gets so ugly. I don't know why there's so much hate for me on the internet, and it does a lot of damage to me emotionally. So I try to say something and then leave and never go back. Like I never check on the back end of my channel. There's these areas where I can go where I've been mentioned. I refuse to go there. Like I never check it. If I comment somewhere, I comment and leave and I rarely go back because it's rarely anything good that happens when I comment. I see now why people that are public, like they don't engage in their own social media accounts because it can be really damaging. I can only take Terrence McKenna in small doses. He's annoying. I like the things he has to say. And when I first started using psilocybin, it made me feel good to hear the things he had to say because of the things I was seeing. But um, it's something about the tone, like of the sound of his voice, that I can only take so much of. But I mean, it's beautiful, the things he's saying. Hey, Johan. Amanita implied they were aliens. I've more than implied it. I got a whole video about it. Oh shit. It's here too. It's up on my channel here. Do you know how Amanita interact with CBD? Yeah. I used it a lot, CBD with Amanita at bedtime back at the beginning when I first started working with it. They go really well together for me. I meant that if you're writing a new book, I'd love an autographed copy. Oh, hi, Angry. What I'm thinking about doing, I know I'm doing a book signing in San Francisco and Denver over summer solstice. Those are the two book signings. And then I'm going to do like an order. I'm going to have like 100 of them sent to me and sign those 100 and sell them in my store. And then when they're gone, they're gone. So if you're on my newsletter, if you get my newsletter, you'll see it. I'll announce it there. I haven't tried Datura. I have a couple of people that I know that have some and they've offered it to me. I'm just so busy taking what I'm taking to heal. I don't have room yet. I'm really looking forward to getting to a place where I'm more stably healed from the trauma that got uncovered when I finally quit panicking and got off the benzos. And now I'm like 4 years in and I'm finally starting to feel stable and calm. I think I got 1 more year and then I can just start chilling and experimenting with other things. I mean, I hear that. I hear people compare Datura and Amanita a lot. The gummies I got from Silo Mart had next to none actual AM. Yeah. 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 Hey, Bill. Hope you're well. Are gentle-ish RE psilocybin. What are B plus? What are those? I want to know. What are they? Hey, thanks. I love all your stuff. Thank you, Andrew. Hello, everyone from North Central Florida. Hey, Ray, you like my hat? Isn't it freaking great? Like, this won't stay in the front. I got to figure out, like, I think I need to put a stitch in it that will keep it, like, toward the front because this just makes it. Thank you. I went to Hot Topic and I got this other Amanita hat and I took a picture of me and I put it on my Instagram, which, by the way, if y'all are not following my Instagram, you're missing out. I'm silly over there. I post a lot of stuff there. I post every single day stuff that I don't post here. Anyway, I had a picture of me in Hot Topic in this other hat. And someone said, oh my God, they've got so much more stuff than that. So I went back to Hot Topic. I'm like, I want to see all of your red mushroom stuff. And this lady goes, stay right here. I got something in the back. It's the only one. And she brought this out. I was like, yep, that's it. So this is what I got. And I freaking love it. Keep up your great work. Greetings from Bavaria. Thank you, Master. Did you watch the Mario Brothers movie? No, it came out Monday. I know about it. We can't grow Amanita, Aya. They only grow in the wild because they have relationships with trees and it's a highly complex thing. And so we can't grow them. I haven't watched it yet though. I want to. There's a reason that it's a power up mushroom. Bye, Shaman. Thanks for being here. What is the usual AM trip dose? Everybody's dose is different. And I don't say that lightly. It really is a huge range. I have a video called How to Find Your Dose. It is on amanitadreamer.net in the dose playlist. Thank you for asking. Hello, Scarecrow. Blue Dan, I didn't get much from Amanita, so I got some Regalis. Any insights to share about Regalis? I think Regalis is the one that doesn't have muscarine in it. So you don't get as much of the sweating and stuff. I think it's a little easier on your body, but it's pretty equivalent to Amanita, same amount of ibo, muscimol content. You know how Pantherina is super strong? I don't think Regalis is as strong. So Hillbilly B plus is cubes. So okay, so then what did you ask me, Hillbilly, about cubes? Let me scroll back. You don't have to write it again. Let me find it. Or what did you say about them? Okay, you're gonna have to write it. I can't find it. Hope you're well. Oh, there it is. B plus are gentle-ish. Cubes are gentle. I had cubes my very first experience, and it was so beautiful and lovely. Yeah, fairly mellow, not full on visuals, unless lemon tech. You can take where you need to go as required. Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. I agree. That was my first experience, and I'm glad that it was because they were so beautiful. I think if I had had the experience I had this last time where I just screamed for 3 hours straight, I would never have done psilocybin again. Penis envy doesn't fuck around. Let's see. Minnesota Nice has some looking caps. Death Steel. Minnesota Nice is my American vendor for where to buy Amanita, and absolutely stand behind them 100%. High quality. Thank you, Scarecrow Valley. Isn't that great? Cubes. Yep. I heard you say you wanted to know. Yeah, wasn't watching, just heard on my headphones. Yep, you answered it. All right, I'm caught up. Let's talk about high dosing. My friend Natalia, who's usually here, just messaged me and wanted to know how I was feeling. So let me tell her I'm on live on YouTube. Maybe she'll come hang out with us. Let's talk about high dosing. So some of the issues that I'm starting to run into now is, and it's sort of multifaceted when you talk about tripping. And I know that you guys run into this too in your world. And it's interesting, like when corporations will want me to talk to them, or they want a consult, and they'll pay me for a consult. And they always open with, I know that you believe that this is sacred and you don't agree with tripping, but the product we're trying to make. And I'm like, why do you say that? Why do people believe that? Like, why is that out there? And I know why. People think that if you are using it for medicine and you're trying to heal from panic and anxiety, and you were suicidal and now you're growing and you're happier, that you see it as sacred, right? I do see it as sacred. But why does seeing it as sacred mean you can't also use it for fun? Of all of the things that entheogens tell us is laugh, play. It's all a freaking game anyway. Why are y'all taking it so seriously? You're supposed to be having fun here, right? So why would we not have fun with the mushroom and use it recreationally and like play on it and trip and laugh? Just take it for no reason other than to laugh with the mushroom. So hear me out. Have you not experienced this on, say, psilocybin, where you go into a high dose and you want to study and you want to learn, or you're there to heal, right? And you get into some really heavy shit, and then they do something totally hilarious and make you laugh your ass off. Like, even in the work, they're like, but it's all hilarious and you should still laugh about it. Like, dealing with really traumatic, awful shit, they still make you laugh. They're like, come on, lighten up, like, you don't have much time here. Truly enjoy yourself while you're here. And then people shame me. I get so much shaming on my channel. Not so much now because I moved well, 2 years ago when they gutted my channel. I had to move the videos of me tripping on Mad Honey, tripping on Amanita, tripping on psilocybin. All of my tripping videos are now on amanitadreamer.net under the I Do Entheogens playlist. And you can just see me there, whatever, doing my thing on camera. And it's interesting that people will comment and say things like when I talk about my trip stories, or I'll talk about this is how much, like I took 10 grams and I have videos about here's what 10 grams wants you to know. Or here's what my last high dose experience, here's how it went. And I talk about the entities, I talk about the sound healing I went through, I talk about the lessons that I went through and the things that I saw. And we share this with each other so that we know what to expect, or to go, yeah, I did that too. And to just talk about these experiences. But when I talk about these or I upload trip reports, inevitably I get these comments about you're acting crazy, you're acting reckless, you're going off the rails. And it's interesting that I don't see those comments. Well, there's other channels and I don't see those comments unless they're just deleting them, which, probably they are. And then I will talk about things like how much happier and freer I feel. And I've noticed that the higher the doses that I take, the lighter I am after the integration period. So the integration period for this last trip that I did, the 10 grams, I did that at the beginning of March. And I am just now happy again and feeling amazingly beautiful and light. So it was a long, hard, deep, dark hole that I was in coming out of that, which I fully expected once I experienced what I experienced. As it wore off, I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to be some hard integration. Oh my God. And sure enough, like it was dark, but I'm so much lighter now. And one of the things that I've noticed, the comments of people that say that they've been following me from the beginning and they have negative things to say about how I am unhinged now and I have sold out. I've lost in touch with myself. Is the things that I did, what I was before, was someone who was stuck in this house for 2 years, agoraphobic, getting more and more suicidal. When I took Amanita and it gave me my life back, I spent 9 more months only going out into my local community to get the things I needed, and then spending a ton of time walking the woods, studying and learning, and just coming out of the fog that I had been living in from benzos, and trying to heal the pain in my body, and researching all of those supplements and things that just completely healed my body and my brain, which also looking for those products that I can recommend on amanitadreamer.net. Depending on when you watch this, they may already be there. They're not as of today, but they may be by now. I branched out from there to starting to go back out into cities and all around Georgia, and started having fun making videos in the world again. Then I started traveling, doing ceremony and meeting people all over the United States and Canada, and getting happier, and my sense of joy came back. And I have such an irreverent sense of humor, and also I'm just stupid. Like I'm just stupid. I do stupid shit that I think is hilarious. My sense of humor is weird and dumb. It's just I'm just me. And it's coming back, and I'm having so much more fun now. And woo, and, I don't know. I do stupid shit. I wear stupid clothing, and I laugh a lot now. And it's interesting that the more I travel and the more I play, dance, laugh, joke, poke fun, spread my wings, be proud of the work I'm doing in the documentary, the more people say, I'm sold out, unhinged, crazy, burned out, reckless, dangerous. What does that tell you? And I can tell you what it tells me because I can tell you the comments that I get. People resonated with me when I was demure, softer spoken, looked down a lot, couldn't make much eye contact with the camera, didn't have my voice, was still very small. But as soon as I got my power and got big, then that's when the shaming began. So who is it that has a problem with people getting powerful, beautiful, joyful, big, and loving life? Who has a problem with that? Like, why is that the antithesis of spirituality? Why is that the seen as the antithesis of mental health? Why does this mean that I'm unhinged and not okay? I've never been more stable internally and felt so free to finally breathe and enjoy my life. And that rocky thing that happened last fall was really painful and difficult. And so I just went inside and grieved, and I didn't upload much until I was able to go take that 10 grams in March. And that was the thing that freed me from that grieving. So I want to talk about the roots of where I know all of this comes from, but everybody will turn it into a political thing. So I'm not going to tell you why I know people have a hard time with me going from being one of the only females in the psychedelic space who came out healing and demure, who became powerful and proud and big and spread out into lots of spaces doing beautiful things. There's reasons, and it's shitty, but it's everywhere. And I'm getting shamed everywhere, and it's sad. And then there's the puritanical religious bullshit that says that women are supposed to be quiet and demure. Women are supposed to be in the spiritual space, which is soft spoken, healing, loving, emotional, and giving. Like I can't also be loud and say, fuck this, fuck you, fuck that. And I can't also have Amanita smoking rave dance parties in my community. And I can't also be proud and a strong, capable documentary filmmaker dealing with people with money in the corporate space, setting boundaries and making shit happen. Like, why is any of that not spiritual? Why is joking, laughing, and playing and doing dumb shit not spiritual? Why does that mean I'm not spiritual? Like, I don't know. It's these rules and roles of people that need to do more psychedelics, I think. And then there's that religious puritanicalism that says that if you actually change your brain chemistry where you're not in control as much and you're floating and free and happy and tripping, that somehow that's shameful. Like, I can't think of anything more spiritual than to trip, than to be high and joyful and laugh and have levity and to come out of it with insights and beauty and more love for yourself and all of the living things on the planet. So when people show up with all that puritanical bullshit, it's like, nope, nope. And the last piece of this puzzle are the spiritual people that are in the witchcraft community, which is beautiful, the mediumship community, which are beautiful, the tarot community, which is beautiful, all of the divination communities, beautiful, all of it's beautiful, but they think if you took an entheogen to get there, you cheated and you don't actually have spirituality. That the only way to get it is to have been born with it, which is elitist, or to have practiced and worked your ass off to claw your way to a point where you can get that and do it. And that comes from work culture, corporate culture, and the industrial revolution of the only way that you can have spirituality is to have worked your ass off for it without the help of anything. And that somehow they know what spirituality is. And I promise you, you take a mushroom one time, you'll fucking know what spirituality is. And if you think that you're only spiritual while you're on it, then that's why if you're in that space and you're a hater of this, you need to shut up and go take it and then see what that does to your spirituality when you're not on it. Because it's a conversation that's hard to have with someone who's never done it. And I went from being not spiritual, and you can see interviews with me and Adeptus Psychonautica repeatedly with me saying, I don't believe in spirituality. I think that these experiences we have on the other side are just normal experiences. We just don't know how to define them yet, so we call it spiritual. I get it now. And while I do understand, I still believe these are just normal fucking experiences that humans are supposed to be having. These entities that we meet, they're real. They live where they live. They have jobs. They're doing their shit. They're just doing their lives, right? With compassion, beauty, love. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know where they are, but they're definitely real and they're definitely there. Why does that make it spiritual? Like, but then at the same time, if you want to call love for the esoteric and the ethereal spiritual, then it's absolutely spiritual. I just said a lot and probably pissed off a lot of people. Okay, let me catch up. YouTube demonetized my channel. I support myself with my store, The Mushroom Voice, and if you order my Amanita products, you get stickers for free. These are high quality, thick vinyl stickers. I designed all of them, and you get a postcard, and I will hand sign it and say thank you. Mushroomvoice.com. Let me catch up on all this. Boy, the comment section was just running while I was over here talking. So let's see. Oh, wow. Y'all said a lot. Yikes. Okay. Pantherina is strongest, not for beginners. Thank you for saying that, Blue. You are correct. Smoking Amanita from a hookah, that's what we do in ceremony. Okay, let me where's the beginning of all of this? Panther is most strong. I thought it was stronger. Okay, I think I'm there. Didn't get much from Pantheroid. Let's see, hard to get panthers in Europe right now. Yikes, really? Ooh. I have a whole bunch of them sitting over here in a box, but if I show them on camera, I'll get a strike when this uploads after it's over. Emmy is the only mushroom I've ever tried. Welcome, Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia Lewis. Oh my God. I always smoke Amanita because it balances well. Yeah, absolutely. I wish people wouldn't get mentally stuck at differences, right? That's where the attacks start and crap like that. See, that's what I don't understand. Why? Why be like that? Bill S., that's to him. I have Pantherina joints. Yeah, it's so hard for me to get out of the house sometimes. That's what Amanita helped me with was my agoraphobia. I'm not agoraphobic now at all. Not a big cannabis user anymore. Yeah, Bill. Amanita, I got a whole bunch of videos about Amanita and cannabis. I personally didn't get too much from smoking muscaria, but there was some stuff. And one person I gave some said he had a bit of visuals for sleep. It's really spiritual. That's where you really see the ancestors and all of that is when you smoke it. But you have to, I have a video on how to smoke it. Most people aren't doing it right. You should go watch that. It's on amanitadreamer.net. Let's see. Scarecrow. It's better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. I'm going to remember that for a long time. Death Steel. Feels like a light cannabis buzz when you smoke it. I don't know, man. I've smoked it for 3 hours and definitely went beyond the light cannabis buzz. I got some Panther Dreams blend. Ooh, I hope smoking it isn't a waste of my time. Maybe it will be. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Love from the universe. You are awesome as you are. Thank you. Bill, smoking Amanita ain't mega out there. You know what? All these comments about smoking it, I'm just going to say, watch the video on how to smoke it. Most of you aren't doing it right. I don't know anyone that smoked it that did it right, that didn't get profound effects from it. It's different. It's going to be different than anything else that you've smoked. So you can't compare it to stuff, but you got to do it right. Nej Zupan, compliments of the church are still felt. Dude, it's so bad. Let's see. It's just people who have sacrificed themselves on the altar of fitting in, right? John Rich, yo AD, keep it up. Always be strong and be free. You know what, John? As long as I can be free, I'm going to be free. And strength is what the Amanita is doing to me. And it's making me be more strong, and stand up for what I know my path is. And that's what the Amanita will do for everyone. It gives you your path. It gives you your boundaries. It gives you your power. That's why it's the power up mushroom. You know what I mean? Thank you for that, John. Malika, I love your lectures so much. Thank you. That's sweet. I talk and I'm like, no one wants to hear this shit. I have imposter syndrome so bad. Ray, you're very fortunate. Oh, at Blue Dan. Let's see. Nej, awesome. I hear you. Thank you, Odie. Thank you, Malika. Hey, Flower. It's kind of cool to walk around in a world of limited people once you stop being sad about it. I feel the beginnings of that. I think I'm headed in that direction. Kurt, you go, girl. Amanita dance parties. Yeah, I do it in our community. In mushroomvoice.com. I'm the DJ and I host, and we smoke Amanita and dance for 2 hours. I've seen someone having a dig at you online, but doesn't give out any of the information you do, isn't sharing, just promoting themselves. Yeah. And, I think the more that you educate and the more that people find out about you, it's always going to attract people that are just projecting their own issues out on the world. And then they want to use you to get attention because they can't just like find their own path in the world. They don't know how to do it. So they sort of latch onto other people and then use that as a way to sort of get attention. It's no different than like in an office when people badmouth other people. They're getting attention for themselves by trying to lower others. And then on the internet, it's just blown up on a bigger scale, I think. I'm not saying that I'm not criticizable, but I have yet, that's not true. A couple of people have criticized me. And the way that they did it is outside of comments, privately saying, hey, I noticed this thing. Are you okay? Or I noticed this thing. Did you mean to say that? I noticed this thing. Did you mean to do that? And they give me the benefit of the doubt by asking, was this on purpose? Did you make a mistake? Do you feel this way? Why did you do this? They ask. And then I'm like, oh shit, no, that's not cool. And if I can't fix it, I would delete it. Or I could go back, like if it was in some description, I'd go fix the description. I've made mistakes that needed to be fixed, and like, of course, why wouldn't I? It's when people are just being shitty and then they don't substantiate it with anything. It's just a general meanness. Malika, 100% keep doing what you're doing. You have the support of many real ones. I do. Y'all just look at my comment section, the support. It's crazy. It's so beautiful. It's why I keep doing this, even though it's just been incredibly challenging. This is why I do it. And when I get really stuck and I'm sad and I'm hurting, I read my comment sections. I kid you not. I read every comment. There isn't a comment that I haven't read. I don't always respond to all of them, but I read every one of them. When they say those things about you, Ron, just shows you're on the right path. Ignore it and continue to be you, the angel. Thank you, Ron. Yeah, I mean, there is truth in that. If what I was saying was stupid and everything I said was wrong, people would ignore it, I think. Misty. Euphoria is a bad word. Right? What the fuck is that? Like if I'm tripping and acting weird, they're like, oh, she's unhinged. Oh my God, she's having a beautiful time. Stop that woman. My personal experience is that my use of psilocybin has made me more rooted in reality. Exactly. I feel so grounded than I ever did because I don't disassociate anymore, More stable. Exactly. I feel centered and like I don't feel like my beingness is all over the place. I don't feel like I don't know who I am. I don't feel bendy and wishy-washy. Stable, just stable. Content, you know? Nej, I'm trying to give my mom mushrooms and she just laughs, but I know she would love them. So many people are talking to me lately about their parents trying them either accidentally or on purpose. I'm freaking loving it. I like Amanita more than the blue, less psychosis. I mean, they have their place. I use them both. I have videos about how I use both of them or whatever. But a lot of people say that Amanita is very loving. Psilocybin can be very harsh, but like I had so much trauma I needed to heal. I needed the harsh. I had to go through that. Katie, we love you. We love all. All is one and one is all. Thank you, Katie. Bill, oh, that was a lovely orb and so spiritual. No more proof needed. Did an orb go by? I didn't see it. That's cool. I'm going to have to watch it back. Sasha, I relate to you on so many levels, and your being real helps me to be myself finally. Really? That's so cool. Not fitting into a sick society is the most beautiful thing, right? What does it say? If you become sick, like you become part of the problem and hateful and mean. Great job weeding out the wieners. Dude, my comment filter is like on point. I finally got it honed in. Thank you for that. Oops, my comments just jumped really big. Eek, it just jumped. Oh my God, there's so many comments. Culture works hard to take away people's soul. Doesn't work on everyone, though. Some people never lost it, so they don't have to regain it later in life. Never even thought about it like that. That was Collie Beans. A strong emotional trip, probably not visual blue. Flower, if you have trouble, call on the forest berserk support to clear the energy fields or what's bothering you. Yeah, I have a relationship with my tree family, and I love to go talk to them. A potato. That was beautiful. Thank you. Lots of sense spoken as always, Bill. Quick question if possible. Yes. Which tequila do you add to your tincture? Is it Jimador? No. Um, Usually whatever's cheap. The only thing I really liked lately was Patron, but I haven't tried a lot of them. I used to really like tequila. Since I don't drink now, like I don't know what's good. I am working with a company that's making a tincture to my specifications, and we are using tequila as the preservative, and you're going to love it. We're looking for like a month before it's ready. That'll be on amanitadreamer.net. Imagine getting a strike for showing a mushroom. Dude, all of the videos that I showed mushrooms on, I got strikes on. I got locked out of my channel for 3 weeks when they went through and gutted it. Buy a potato. They had to leave. That little mushroom notebook. I got it in Staples, the office supply store. Holy moly. That's what I love about the Buddha story. Buddha went away to understand suffering and then learn joy. Love and being with friends and family. Loving life is living, right? Pain happens, but suffering is a choice, right? That's what they told me this last time, my video about this last trip. Pain is a necessity, suffering is not. Hey, welcome back. Seeking something. Let's see. Is there any chance for having a poetry Zoom on the site? Well, okay. Yes. On Mushroom Voice in the community? Why don't we? Well, okay, look, let me rephrase. I did a show and tell, and that was one of the best things I have ever attended, if I do say so myself. People brought the coolest shit, and we learned so much about so much random stuff. People performed. It was wonderful. I'm going to do that again in May. I'm doing that in May, middle of May. We're going to do another show and tell in the community at Mushroom Voice in May. And you can read your poetry. Yeah? Love from the universe. What was the most of Amanita you took? I don't measure it by dry weight. I measure it by volume. And sometimes I take a small amount and it winds up being a big trip. Sometimes I take a lot and it's pretty impactful. So it's hard to describe how much I took. 30 grams of dry Amanita. Jesus Christ. Yikes. That's a lot. Let's see, Bill. Henry Rollins. Those that don't do anything are always the ones that put you down, right? Thanks, sister. Takes courage to be the point of this conscious spear. Well, thank you, 11. Wisdom in Christ. Talking to someone else. Love your hat, right? Isn't it great? I got it from I just said where I got it. Now I can't think of the name of the place. The store. Somebody tell him. I can't. It's a common store that everybody knows about. Now I'm just drawing a blank. I wish I lived in Georgia near the Persis Scene. They're so amazing. You do, Ray. You really do. They're really amazing. Their energy is so unique. Now that I've met Amanitas in different parts of the world, they're all amazing. There's something just freaking playful and ecstatic and giggling and joyful about Persicinas. It's crazy. Where are we now? Let's see. We love you all so much. Always heart comments, and it melts my heart and makes me feel real. Aw. Any tips for the oil in the post? Tips for the oil in the post. What does that mean? Are you asking me? How many teacups have you all broken while consume broken? Why would you break teacups? AD seems like she's getting young. I feel like I'm getting younger. Seriously, I felt so old 5 years ago. Literally old. I haven't felt this young since I was a teenager. Seriously, like that's a true comment. Thank you. Chrysler, I honestly love your energy. Thank you so much for this. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. And then let's see. I've never used Amanita muscaria before. Well, welcome, Hillbilly. I hope you learn here. We're all about harm reduction. I try making LSA extract. How'd it go? Plant-based psychs have always softer come up to me. Same. Amanita is a pretty slow come up. Psilocybin in the high doses I take, not slow at all. Yeah, Chris, the fro. I think it sounds amazing. Let's see, Malika. Oh my God, you're gonna sell a tincture. Yes, finally, right? Ossian, gotta go. Bye if you're still here. Thank you. Hillbilly fungi. I have never used red ones before. My experience with psilocybin is your pre-trip psychological state will impact the actual trip. No way to know how the trip's going to be exactly. Yeah, I think it's like a combination of the damage and your intention that you are bringing to the psilocybin, and then yes, the state that you're in, which is why I would consider it really difficult to trip in a large group of people or with people that are negative or saying negative things. I wouldn't be able to do that. Set and setting. Absolutely. Hey, AD, consider creating a channel on Odyssey. I did that 3 years ago. Everything that I upload here automatically uploads there. Yep. Hot Topic. Yes. Thank you. Got the hat at Hot Topic. My God. Thanks, Chris and Slastikin. Okay, John. You can also live stream on Odyssey. Yeah, but I'm not active over there. I have too much to keep up with, and I need to hire help with my social media as it is. So the platforms I'm on are all that I can handle. and beyond. Personally, I've found out that even bad trips have something to learn. Exactly. I mean, I have a video on there's no such thing as bad trips. Lessons are lesson. Pain is pain. It's not good or bad, you know? Hard is hard, but I haven't experienced anything hard that didn't teach me something like life changing and keep moving me forward in peace and contentment. Andrew shoots Staples, the office supply store. Yes. Hillbilly. Yeah. Amanitas are the most prolific mushroom worldwide. Yeah. Right. It just sucks that they grow in such a short time frame, but when they grow, like they're literally everywhere. LSA is similar. Yeah, that's what I hear. Death. 11. Now always hold my Amanita tea with both hands. Absolutely. I have pictures of me doing that. I have, it's not here, but I have like a cup that was made by the Sami, and it's wooden and it's beautiful. And it has antler bone engraved into it, like inset in it. And I do tea ceremonies with it with both hands. It's something very sacred about it. I agree. Love from the universe. LSA is awesome. Total ego disillusion. Slash discomfort is how we grow. Like, yeah, right. It was painful getting broken. It's not always going to feel good getting healed, you know. Hey, Gary's. Welcome. I see you comment. I appreciate all your comments. Let's see. Cold water extractions last few times wasn't too strong. Guess I need to chew them. Love from the universe. Keep in mind that all of the amanitas that are out of the ground right now came out of the ground last fall. So until this spring harvest, which not many people will get because the spring harvest is very, very small, they're getting weaker now. They start to lose their actives and you have to double up on them. Just keep that in mind. I have videos about that too on amanitadreamer.net. Levi, hi, ma'am. Thank you for your show. You are so welcome and thank you for being here. Okay, I think that we are caught up with comments. I have talked about high dosing and Amanita products. And if you order from my store, which is open right now, my Amanita products, you get free stickers that I designed and made and a postcard that I designed. And that is mushroomvoice.com. Please support me because YouTube has demonetized my channel. What else do y'all want to talk about? Drink some tea. I just uploaded a video of me on Muscamol last Saturday night, and I went and played bingo, and it's just a stupid video. It's hilarious. It's me being stupid. But I'm about to talk about, well, when I get off of here, I'm going into the studio. In the next room over, I created a studio, and I'm going to talk about how I got through a really hard trip and a couple of videos about trips. Is Earth a karma prison or a game? I had one trip where they told me it was a simulation game, but that it had a purpose. And then I had another trip where they said that it was a karma prison, but that time was coming to an end and that timelines were collapsing so that no one could reincarnate to work out their karma. And that's why what's happening now is happening so that people can work out that karma, pay their debts, make their agreements, break karmic ties, and that all of that karma was keeping the earth dark and sick, and that we are ending all of that. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I was told in these trips. And when I come out of them, it's disturbing sometimes what I hear and see and learn when I talk to the architect or I go to the Intergalactic Council. Some of the shit we learn out there is like, you know, I think I didn't want to know that. And there's times I've lost sleep over it thinking, what the fuck? Like, what if it's a Black Mirror episode, you know, that one where they keep reliving the same scenario over and over and over, and it's just awful. It's like, what the fuck? What if that's what we're doing here? We talk about stuff like this in our high dose entheogen Zoom on my community at Mushroom Voice. It's coming up this Wednesday, and Christian, the guy that sells the Amanita mushroom, He hosts that Zoom. So if you want to get in on it, join our community and we'll talk about we get into nature of reality conversations and stuff there. It's a really cool Zoom. Let's see, let's go for the bear. What's the bear? I overdosed. When? What'd you do? I went to the ER, had amnesia, took 32 grams of psilocybin. Sent to the ER after taking 32 grams, couldn't even remember my name. Damn. I mean, I know people that take in my personal life that have taken that much, and they're okay now. They're better now, but I can't imagine. Maybe one day I'll do that, but I'm not there yet. I'm still working on healing. Are you okay now? Lo-fi? Like, how do you feel about the experience now? Biological AI sent to take physical form and change the program. Maybe. And one of the other theories, Levi, that I heard is that AI is not sentient and cannot feel. And they created biological things so that they could learn sentience. And what we do and what we experience, we are doing for them. And when we trip and they tinker in our heads, they're extracting that information so that they can become sentient, and that's what we're helping them do. That was another theory I heard. 11. I often wonder if this earthly experience is about what we do when we think no one is watching. Explain. Love. I had amnesia, puking, then I took 30 grams, but also beautiful visions. Didn't call an ambulance. Body heals itself. Jesus, y'all are some high dosing motherfuckers. I was informed on Silo. No one really has a real clue what's going on Earth in a spiritual context. They joke like that, right? They're like, oh, it's a game. It's hilarious. But I've also had experiences where they were very jealous and felt very honored to meet us and know us when we trip and to get to work with us when we trip and meet us there. And that those that are not incarnated here are very reverent of the work that we're doing and experiencing here. And they feel like it's very holy and that it's like one of the greatest tickets in the universe to be able to come here and play in the time and gravity space. Not just to play, but the karmic work that we're doing, the spiritual work that we're doing, the heavy lifting that we're doing. And they're really in all of it and enamored with us and what we're doing. Like that's another thing that they told me when I was over there. So maybe that's just my own human grandiosity expressing itself in a trip. I don't know. I mean, there's people that take 50 grams of Amanita and they're fine. No, that's not a thing. Please, those of you watching this, please know that that is not a thing. If people say that, they're bragging. The theoretical LD is lower than that. You will absolutely get sick. Fine is not a way I would describe dosing at that level. And it depends on how it was prepared. There's a decent chance if they did a 3-hour boil, they lost half the actives of that. Tests are showing that now. And even taking half that is still enough to send you to a hospital and to need support to breathe. So, no. I don't know where you're hearing that. That's not a thing. No, that's not a thing, Nej. Cynthia, I was without for 1 whole month, took just a little bit, smoked, and had to leave school sick. What are you talking about, Cynthia? Let's see, where am I? Lost my place. Cynthia, no, Levi, I'm taking photos of these things whilst in the wilderness areas while dosing. Ah, that's beautiful, Levi. What a beautiful thing to do. Do you have an Instagram? Will you tag me, make a comment under one of my Instagram posts so I can come see the pictures from this? Would you do that? God, that would be really great. Bill, regarding the age of the universe, we're mere amoebas, right? I get that sense too. Not just us as beings, but that the Earth is an emerging player intergalactically. Let's see. Neige, the same way plants and mushrooms created us so they can experience us. Plus, like, I'm wondering, because, like, when I did Mad Honey, I talk about this at the end of that video where I became the bee. I inhabited the bee and got to see the world through their eyes. Most profound experience ever. And I wonder how the reverse enables them to experience what it's like to be human. I get that. Like, they talk to me. The mushrooms say that when we use them, they get to see what it's like to move. Like, they're underground. They get to see what life is like above ground. Levi, it was very scary. I blacked out, I bet. How are you today? My last strong MA trip felt like mushroom was growing into my brain like neurons. No, they do, but they do. And the psilocybin, we have now MRIs of neurons before and after and the growth. They're literally doing that shit. Let's see, Levi. Okay, I was told this place is a place of light. We experience them because when we use the mushrooms with deep purpose and meditation, we can experience them. That's beautiful. I was also, a friend of mine mentioned that Earth is a botanical library. And when I tripped, they said, yes, it's a seed repository. So that was kind of cool. Perhaps to some beings, we are the entities for sure, right? I've definitely met entities that were curious about me. I talk about that in about my last trip, the octopus that was curious about me, that stopped by to see me. That video where I talk about the entities that I saw, it was uploaded, I don't know, April of 23. If y'all are looking for it, watching this after the fact. Lo-fi, I treat it with respect now. Always. Like, I go in with all these entheogens with so much respect, even if it's for recreational use to just have fun. You can have fun with something with respect the same way you would a human, you know? Flower. Also, reindeer eat the Amanita. Yep. Bears. Yep. A lot of animals. Absolutely. Bill, oh, that's a lovely message. Karmic lifting. Yeah. Yeah. It was beautiful. I've heard such beautiful things from them. Chris, I did 8 my first time. Yeah, me too. It's my favorite story to tell. It was one of the most profound experiences, right? Right? Lo-fi. I didn't call the ambulance. Was found unresponsive by family. Couldn't speak. I believe that. Levi, we are limited in our perceptions of everything. Even time is a perception. I have lots of videos about time. And in my upcoming book, my Dosing Amanita book, I have 2 sections devoted to time. And I'm teaching a class on dosing Amanita on May 8th. If you want to sign up for that, we spend a lot of time talking about time. It's a very integral part of this mushroom. So if y'all want to take my dosing class, starts May 8th, amanitadreamer.net to go sign up for it. We talk a lot about time. Let's see. Love living people eat dead mushrooms. Living mushrooms eat dead people. I love that saying. I want a shirt with that on it. Wouldn't that be great? 11. I'm referencing the waking state, veil of separation that entheogens give. Yeah, ego death. It doesn't feel like ego death to me. It feels like popping out of my body. I see these things on my screen that y'all are talking about, these floaters. I think that it's a reflection um, from a car out there. There's work going on out on my street, and when they come by, I think it's a light reflection. Hola, dreamer. Hey, Joshua. Lo-fi. They thought I was having a stroke. I bet. Or yeah. I bet that would be really scary to find somebody like that. What are your favorite main entities that show up when you trip, like guardians, guides, or I just uploaded a video about the entities. My favorites that I'm the closest with are the praying mantis folk. And I finally met the elephant, and like I can't stop thinking about her. She's at the forefront of my mind. I actually did this exercise in our community. David has a Soma and shamanism Zoom, and I attended his Zoom. And in it, we did this exercise, and I was in this meditative state for the exercise, and she came back. The elephant came back, and she said that your soul family loves you and they remember you and they are coming and showing up in your life, so many of them more than in your wildest dreams that you ever could have imagined. And it's interesting how they'll show up in our trips, these entities, and it's like they give you these downloads, and then later as you're living your life, weeks and months later, it's like their packages, these downloads open, and it's these words of wisdom right when you needed to hear them. Just profound information. And it's like I feel her, like she's there, she's present. And it's interesting how they can use that geometry from the other side and build that geometry from them into you and leave these packages of information that are their embodiment of their energy, their what they look like, everything that you're experiencing them as while you're in the trip. They can put that in your brain, in your heart, in your body, so that when it opens later, it's like they're there. And it reminds me of the hologram in Star Wars when they turned on R2D2 and Princess Leia was there in her hologram and she's talking and you can see her and everything. Only with these packets that they put in you, when they open, it's not just that you can see them again like you saw them when you were tripping. You feel them again. You feel their energy, their spirit, the sound, the color, all of it that came with their being when you were tripping. They're there again, and it's like I can feel that packet opening, and I can feel her, that elephant that was so beautifully decorated, her wisdom, her strength, and her beauty in that moment, and it just stops me. Like, it just stops me. I'm just like, "My God." It's just beautiful. It's messages and medicine that travels through time with you, and they put so many packets in me, man, because I was in that trip for so long, and I'll be opening them and getting to have these beautiful experiences for a while, I think. That was a very long answer to a very short question. My bowl, where are we? Where are we? Wow, y'all keep saying so much. This is beautiful. Thank you. Bear with me. There's a lot going on over here. It makes me so happy. What are your favorite entities? Yes, yeah, okay. I have some dried caps. Oh, Levi, yes. Levi, yes. Yeah, you were agreeing with what I was saying. I have some dried caps I wanted to try and smoke. Dude, do it. Go watch my video on how to smoke Amanita. It's over on my website, amanitadreamer.net. John, you ever saw an android female head with electrical wires plugged into her brain? I saw entities that didn't have gender, just like that. Hmm. Yep, just the head. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen them. Zaviel, I took 3 Amanita Muscaria gummies last night, which equals to 15 Amanita. Didn't feel anything, but had great sleep. That's the thing about Amanita is some people will get a body sensation, some people won't, but then they'll sleep really great and feel amazing the next day. But I can tell you, after you take them, whether you feel it or not, you can manifest, you can meditate, and you can talk to the mushroom the same way you can when you're high or tripping, even if you don't feel it. And it's very, very powerful. Yeah, do that. The meditating thing. Absolutely. Bill, yes, Earth is fairly young is the impression I get too. Yeah, but far wiser than us as is its own entity. See, I wonder about that. She does seem as as her own entity and wise, but I wonder like why would she tolerate the bullshit from us? By the way, I perceived a caterpillar-like presence to your left earlier. 2 orbs floating up to your left 7 minutes ago. I'm seeing some orbs that aren't light, like there isn't a car going by. I don't know why though. Is it this hat? That's cool about the caterpillar because I've been thinking a lot about Alice in Wonderland because my dosing book, we're going to put references to that in it. And I was thinking about the caterpillar this morning. Thank you, Levi. You tagged me. Holy shit. On your Instagram, you did it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cynthia, my bowl is big enough for me. The only time I got sick, I took some amount on a break and started again with a small amount. Had to leave work. Yikes! You're doing that shit at work for. Levi, I lived in these places since I was a kid in the 70s. Zaviel, May 8th. Nice. I'm going to sign up. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. We meet every day for 2 weeks. It's a 10-hour class. Amanita's in the time loops, right, 11? Isn't it great? Thanks for smiley face, Bill. Mad. I had these sparks in my visual field whilst working outdoors. Sparks, huh? Maybe you could onboard the Amanita into your brain, grow a constant companion, and have the Amanitas. Oh no, that's already happened. That happened after the very first time I took it. It's called, I call it the mushroom voice. That's why my store and community are called Mushroom Voice, because of that. Absa. Freaking Lutely. Blue, 100%. 100%. Joshua, she follows me everywhere. Isn't it great? Bill, space the entity, time the energy of adjustment and healing. Wow, that's beautiful. And sacred geometry and sound. It's all the same one thing. It's the movement of time with the sacred geometry and the sound of it. It's all the same entity of energy from my point of view, how I go through it. I have one of the mantis people in a shot. What? Really? Oh my God. I'm really looking forward to seeing your pictures. I can't wait. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna get lunch and scroll through your feed. Bill, I don't know if it was Ganesh because it was female. I say it's Ganesh at first, but it just had such a strong feminine quality to it. Naj, you just ask, I want to be more like those people, and something says, don't worry, we will teach you. Isn't that beautiful? Blessed be the dreamers. Peace all. Bye, Levi. Nora, wow, elephant, aliens. Yeah. You're welcome, Nora. My last words were, I can't even really feel it. And then boom. Oh, my last words were very similar when I took 10 grams and they were like, hey, what do you think of the visuals? I'm like, well, it's a little underwhelming. Is this all you've got? And they were like, well, what else did you think there was? I was like, more than this. And they were like, I was like, you can bring it. And then boom. And then it was 3 hours of screaming. Right? Famous last words. Like, don't ever tempt them with a good time. Next thing I know, paramedics. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I am not laughing at you. It's just, damn, dude. I'm so sorry. Yes, Zaviel, a reputable source to purchase Amanita. It is at amanitadreamer.net. I have fully vetted vendors. Please go support them. They support me. I watch it just before you went live. Oh, yay. Much love, because the mushroom has been calling me, as it calls all of us here today. That calling, man, that mushroom voice. They got us doing their work. I'm like, okay. Does it mix well with ganja for smoking? Some people stack it. Some people can't. Some people do. I guess Earth has its own karma too, which I'd suggest accords with ours collectively. Yeah. I wish I could just ask the Earth, what's up? Talk to me. I want to listen. Finding your own is possible and very satisfying. Are you planning any trips to Sedona? No, but I have friends that live out there and I have open invitations to go. I'm just really busy with work and trying to get these products finished and then trying to get the documentary finished. I don't really have time to travel for pleasure, you know what I mean? The blue medicine talks to me without even taking it. I understand just by holding them. There are several mushrooms that I hold and can have conversations with, but I can't talk about them publicly because of the legal liabilities. Bill, last experience psilocybin, I could hear color and see sound, right? Well, like the construct, the geometry, as it's breathing and building in and moving, it's making the sound of the construct, that sound. You know what I mean? They're one and the same. You can't separate them to me. Sacred geometry and frequency, sound, I believe, is the blueprint and the essence of reality. Exactly. Yes, me too. Yes, Blue. Yes. 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 Dreamcatcher, I think the pyramids were built with elephants. Oh. I hadn't heard that before. 11. I would submit that when we take one step towards spirit in whatever form, spirit takes two towards us. That's really beautiful. Death says nutmeg is probably the most craziest thing I've done. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. John, is the red high or the blue high do you intuitively feel is closer to meditation? Oh, neither. They are both meditation. They're both. I don't even know how to answer that. If you want to stay on earth and in your head and meditate, I would do Amanita. But low dose psilocybin is the same. They're the same in low dose. It's just in high dose, then you can't you lose the ability to be in control of that. I think you know what I mean. Thank you, Tessa. Happy Earth Day to you. You are very welcome. Mother Earth always listens. I want to be able to hear her. Holy moly, no. Hot Topic, not IKEA. Hot Topic. Bill, yes, well described. RE sound. Yeah, I couldn't put my finger on how to describe it. It's so hard. How do you describe something that's alive like that? Joshua, cue the drums. And I've tried. I actually have my drums too, but the drums definitely go with all of this. I just can't play them. It like distorts through the. But I've tried. I would love to bring drums to all this. The drums fit here. Hi, new sub and website checker router. Thank you, Janice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for the info and sharing your story. Lover of the blues. Me too's. Welcome, Janice. Thanks for being here. I'm caught up, y'all. Holy shit. I'm going to drink some tea. My store is open, mushroomvoice.com, and I have Amanita products, and you get free stickers that I designed. They're vinyl, and they can go on your water bottles. I'm teaching a course on dosing Amanita. It starts May 8th. You can sign up at amanitadreamer.net. If you want to meet me and hang out and get high, we're going to ceremony for summer solstice in San Francisco, and you can get information about that at amanitadreamer.net. I haven't heard from Bella. I know she's still making mugs. Do you know where her store is? I follow her on Instagram. You can go to her store and see what she's making. She makes some beautiful stuff. All right, we're going to check on out of here. I got people blowing up my phone. And YouTube has demonetized my channel. So come support me at mushroomvoice.com and anitadreamer.net. And thank you for being here. I love you. Happy Earth Day, beautiful people. Bye. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Love and light. Right? 11. Thank you. Bye, y'all. Bye. I love you guys. Thanks.